Hello, literature lovers. Today I am going to discuss Micheal Foucault and all his works since he is well-renowned thinker. As you can see, he belongs to that great 20th century thinkers, and his works on culture studies is pioneer, and that's all his aim for the culture studies point of view. And talking about other thinkers related to it, Edward Said, Derrida, and Foucault is the main. Derrida, although really belongs to deconstruction, and here is the points related to it. Talking about Foucault, is knowledge the power, and thinking about discipline in it. And talking about Said, his major work Orientalism is really milestone at the time of deconstruction and really path-breaking and quite understandable. Talking about the other points that Foucault pointed out and what Edward Said said about it, we can discuss it later. I'm talking about Foucault here mainly, and this is one of his quotes in this paragraph shown. Talking about Foucault in detail about his personal life and how he visited different universities and his career. And there is a political context also to it, by he was deconstruction related things and his self related to France and other thing. His influences and references, his philosophy, etc., are described here. Talking about genealogy and the history of the past, and it's described and defined. And phenomenology is the work of Morris, which can be understood and explained here. Talking about the structural influences, that's by Sassu and Donald Barthes. Both are also linguist analysis also. Talking about existentialism here, because it is related to each other, so it's also related to different aspects of it. Then John Paul Sartre are also related to it. He is related to Marxist approaches, so that also points. So what is different between Sartre and Foucault? It's all on 1960s, because Sartre's criticism by Foucault is explained here, and, and how Foucault criticized Sartre. Both aspects are presented. And this is a really great photograph of 1971, a poor Paris, how Foucault and other and Sartre were together in the demonstration, since a police murdered a Muslim suspect, and talking about it. And to understand it, history at that time is also should be pointed out how to be done. These are some of the major books by Foucault, and really Madness and Civilization was one of a kind, and all the order of things was also good. Now explaining each of the books, since this book was his part of his PhD thesis, so really explanatory and important from the point and order of things was also important in that point of view, needed to be understood. That's the explanation portion. 1966 published. And talking about the episteme, it can be divided in these parts. And talking about the other book, Archaeology of Knowledge, that's pointing towards it. And archaeology is explained here. You can see the portion, how intellectually he using archaeological methods. Discipline and punishment is part of it. So the birth of the prison, according to Foucault. This one is important. What is discipline? Some of the spectacle related to it, and that's the image that shows how things are observed. These are some of the images expressing and helping the better understanding of it. This is another judgment related to it. Pictures are quite expressive. Examination is one of the processes related to it. And talking about investigation of power, and these can be the points for better explanation. Also, biopower. So this is also quite important, especially in nowadays. Talking about the history of sexuality, it's in 3 volumes. It can be understood quite easily. Homosexuality was spreading at that time, and the world was not ready to accept it. Another legendary book is What is an Author? That's by Barth, and 1969 published. This is also very important, and few explanatory things are there, and especially because it celebrated what Shakespeare and associated with the theory of Emil Kant, and with the same title also. So this is important to understand enlightenment, and we can criticize historians related to it, which is also part of this process. I hope it would help you. Thanks.